Power is everywhere. It is the pivot on which our world runs today. You can choose not to strive for power, but people will always exert power. And here's why everyone you know who has real power read this book in secret, and the one lesson they use every single day. So someone long ago decided to put forth the blunt fact about power. His name is, or rather was, Niccolò Machiavelli. Niccolò Machiavelli was an Italian diplomat, political thinker, and writer, born in 1469, Florence. He is best known for his political treatise The Prince, where he argued that rulers should be pragmatic and sometimes ruthless to maintain power and stability. His ideas gave rise to the term Machiavellian, meaning cunning or politically manipulative. He is considered one of the founders of modern political science. Niccolò Machiavelli was tortured and exiled in 1512 after the powerful Medici family returned to power in Florence. Here's what happened. Machiavelli had served in the Florentine Republic, which was a republican government that had replaced the Medici's rule. When the Medici were restored to power with the help of Spain, they saw Machiavelli as an enemy of their regime. Shortly after their return, a conspiracy against the Medici-the Boscoli plot was discovered. Although there was no solid evidence linking Machiavelli to the plot, he was arrested, imprisoned, and tortured. Eventually, he was released, but banished from public office and exiled to his estate outside Florence. So, Niccolò Machiavelli is broke, tortured, and exiled. His political career? Destroyed. So he does what any desperate man would do. He writes a job application. But not just any job application. A manual on power so brutally honest, it got banned for 200 years. It was during this exile that he wrote The Prince, hoping to regain favor with the Medici. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 most ruthless lessons from The Prince. And trust me, you've seen these used on you. Lesson 1. Machiavelli said if you can't have both, choose fear over love. Why? Because love is unreliable. People love you when it's convenient. But fear? Fear is consistent. Think about it. Your strictest teacher? You still remember their lessons. Your nicest boss? You probably took advantage of their kindness. Lesson 2. Keep your plans invisible until the moment you strike. Machiavelli watched princes who announced their plans fail every single time. You know why? Because the moment people know what you're doing, they can prepare. They can block you. They can steal your idea. Look at Steve Jobs. Apple product launches? Nobody knew until the reveal. That's not coincidence. That's Machiavelli. Lesson 3, gets dark. Hire the best people, but make sure they never become more powerful than you. This sounds evil until you realize what Machiavelli actually meant. He wasn't saying be insecure. He was saying protect your position. Because talented people without loyalty, they'll use you as a stepping stone. It's why CEOs who promote their biggest competitors internally often get pushed out. Machiavelli saw this 500 years ago. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Lesson 4. Look like the good guy. But when survival is on the line, do what must be done. Machiavelli studied Cesare Borgia, one of the most brutal leaders in history. But here's the thing. Borgia was loved by his people. How? He did the ruthless work quickly and quietly. Then he spent years being generous and fair. People forgot the ruthlessness. They only remembered the generosity. It's the same reason companies do mass layoffs once instead of slow cuts over months. Get the pain over with, then rebuild trust. Lesson 5. Stay neutral in other people's wars. The moment you pick a side, you make enemies. Machiavelli watched kingdoms fall because they joined the wrong alliance. But the smart ones? They waited. They watched. Then, they joined the winning side at the perfect moment. Think about workplace drama. The people who survive longest? They're Switzerland. They're friendly with everyone, loyal to their own goals. Lesson 6. Machiavelli said fortune is like a river. You can't stop it, but you can build walls before the flood comes. Translation? Luck exists, but lucky people prepared for the opportunity before it arrived. That side hustle you're putting off? That skill you're not learning? Machiavelli would say you're gambling, that opportunity will wait for you. It won't. Lesson 7. Machiavelli said the smart prince studies his enemies more than his friends. Because your friends tell you what you want to hear. Your enemies? They're actively looking for your weaknesses. That information is gold. The best entrepreneurs obsess over competitor moves. The best athletes watch tape on opponents. It's not paranoia, it's preparation. Lesson 8, and this one's clever. Machiavelli said you need to be both a fox and a lion. The lion is strong, but can't spot traps. The fox is smart, but can't fight wolves. You need both. In business, you need the strength to execute and the cunning to navigate politics. One without the other, and you're done. Lesson 9. Machiavelli watched leaders fail because they kept using strategies that worked before. He said, "The world changes, so you must change with it." The princes who adapted to gunpowder survived. The ones who insisted on swords, history forgot them. And lesson 10, the most controversial. The end justifies the means. Now, before you cancel me, here's what this actually means. Machiavelli wasn't saying be evil. He was saying if your goal is to protect your people, create stability, or build something lasting, then sometimes you'll have to make hard decisions that look bad in the moment. The surgeon who cuts you open isn't cruel. The parent who sets boundaries isn't mean. The leader who makes tough calls isn't evil. Context matters. So who was Niccolò Machiavelli? A tortured bureaucrat who wrote the most honest book about power ever written. 5 centuries later, world leaders still read it in secret. These 10 lessons, they're being used on you right now. In your workplace, in politics, in business. The question is, are you going to recognize it, or are you going to keep being the person these tactics work on? If this changed how you see power, hit subscribe. I'm breaking down more forbidden wisdom every week. Drop a comment telling me which lesson hit hardest for you. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper, I just dropped a video on Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. It's like Machiavelli on steroids. Remember, Machiavelli didn't invent these rules. He just had the courage to write them down. The game was always being played. Now you know how.